What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? So we got the winter meetings coming up, always full of juicy rumors and signings. So in this video, I figured I would put together a list of predictions that most likely none of them will come true. Let's go talk about it. At number 10, I think the starting pitching market heats up. We have had our first big domino fall in Jacob deGrom going to the Rangers on a 5-year deal. I am still digesting the shock of that, but the big domino has fallen. Now we got other guys like Justin Verlander. We got Carlos Rodon. And we also got some other guys here too. Nathan Eovaldi, Chris Bassett, Jose Quintana, Jameson Taillon. Now I think with the Mets now losing out on deGrom, I think it's very possible that they could get in on Verlander or Rodon. As of late, Jameson Taillon has been drawing a lot of interest. Even the Cardinals have shown some interest in a reunion with Jose Quintana. And even Nathan Eovaldi and Matt Strahm as of late had been getting some interest. I think we are going to see quite a few starting pitchers come off the market. At number 9, I think a bad contract gets moved. Ken Rosenthal wrote the other day in The Athletic that the lack of resolution with Judge, deGrom, and other top free agents is creating a logjam in the market, typical of this stage of the offseason. Well, we just saw deGrom come off the market, but he also goes on to say that one club executive cites a contributing factor to the delay. Teams trying to trade players with inflated contracts to create more payroll flexibility for their free agent pursuits. We got a lot of bad contracts out there. I would imagine the Yankees would love to somehow move on from Josh Donaldson. He also mentions Aaron Hicks. I think that's a terrible contract. James McCann has really turned into a bit of a bust with the Mets. You got Marcell Ozuna on the Braves. The Mariners, well, they already moved on from Jesse Winker, so they moved on from they got rid of that contract. Madison Bumgarner, I would imagine the Diamondbacks would love to try and get rid of this guy and try and get themselves into a good position to maybe sign someone at these winter meetings. And then you got someone like a Mike Moustakas as well. I definitely think we're going to see some kind of a bad contract get moved. Like I said, we already saw Winker get moved, but I could definitely see one of these teams moving a contract to try and create a little more flexibility in their payroll. At number 8, I think Chaim Bloom gets beat out again for a free agent. We've already seen it happen with Zach Eflin. They were in on Jose Abreu as well. They got beat out by the Astros. Chaim Bloom is always trying to be the interest king, and it always seems like he gets right there at the end, but he never quite closes the deal. I think it happens yet again at these winter meetings. At number 7, I think the Dodgers add a bat. Now, where will that bat end up playing? I'm not quite sure, but the Dodgers could use a couple of things here. Trea Turner is a free agent, so you have an opening in the infield. They could use an outfielder as well. Now, they were recently linked to Colton Wong before he got traded to the Mariners, and they have been linked with Aaron Judge now for quite a bit. Now, I definitely think the Dodgers are going to be active. Well, we've seen them active in this offseason. They haven't quite gotten it done, but I do think the Dodgers will make an impact signing for their offense. At number 6, I think the Diamondbacks make a surprise signing. The Diamondbacks have been a little active this offseason so far, and quietly as well. Last night, I think they made a pretty underrated move signing reliever Miguel Castro. Had some shoulder issues last year with the Yankees, but overall, pretty decent season over 34 games. Had a 3.84 FIP, right under 10 strikeouts per 9. Got to get the walks down, but it doesn't give up a lot of home runs. I think that could end up being a pretty decent signing. And also, the Diamondbacks were linked with Xander Bogaerts this past week, so they're making some phone calls around here. The Diamondbacks, listen, you got the Dodgers, you got the Padres, the Giants are looking to make a splash, but don't forget about the Diamondbacks. They got some good young players on this team. I think if they could add some pieces to this team, maybe another bat, maybe another pitcher or two, and some bullpen help, I think the Diamondbacks could be pretty competitive next year. At number 5, I think the Athletics trade Sean Murphy. He has been in the rumor mill for so long now, but his name has been coming up a lot in recent weeks. The Guardians have been showing interest. The Cardinals, the Braves have shown interest this offseason. The Rays have shown interest. The White Sox, the Red Sox have even shown interest for Sean Murphy, and he's going to cost quite a pretty penny. Why? Because he's not a free agent until 2026, and he just so happens to be one of the better catchers in the game. A very solid slash line last year, hitting .250, a .332 on base, .426 slugging, 18 homers, a .122 WRC+, WRC+, but one of the best defensive catchers in Major League Baseball. You're looking at a value of around 51.3 according to Baseball Trade Values, the best baseball trade simulator on the market. And like I said, we got some teams who have been showing interest. The Guardians definitely have the prospects to get a deal done. The Cardinals have a need at catcher. They do have some prospects to make a deal. The Tampa Bay Rays, they need a catcher. They have a ton of prospects. They could definitely get a deal done. Now, the Red Sox, on the other hand, do they have the prospects to get this done, or do they want to part with the prospects that they've been building up in their farm? I don't know. The White Sox, Yasmani Grandal was very ineffective last year. Could they want to make an upgrade there? Do they have the prospects? I don't know about that. But Sean Murphy, I do think, will end up getting moved at the winter meetings. At number 4, I think the Texas Rangers make another splash. They just made a big one last night. Just mentioned a little earlier, Jacob deGrom to the Rangers on a 5-year deal. Still just shocked over that. But the Rangers, they need to stay aggressive. This is not a complete team yet. Yes, Jacob deGrom on paper makes your pitching staff look better, but what's going to happen with him health-wise? You cannot rely on Jacob deGrom fully moving forward. They need to make another signing, whether that's another guy for the rotation, maybe a guy for the bullpen, but I do think they could use another bat here. They have been linked with guys like Mitch Haniger for the outfield. Whatever it is, I think the Rangers, they need to keep their foot on the pedal. Jacob deGrom is nice. I mean, he's more than nice. He is absolutely wonderful, but they need to keep going, especially if they want to get back into competition sooner rather than later. At number 3, I think the Mets sign Carlos Rodon or Justin Verlander, or both. They need to pivot from Jacob deGrom. We just talked about Jacob deGrom, the Rangers landing him. That is marvelous for their pitching staff. But for the Mets, they got a big old hole in their rotation now. Sure, you got Scherzer, but after that, I mean, Carrasco's nice. You brought him back, but what's going to happen with Chris Bassett as well? You don't know. This rotation is looking really weak right now, and they need to make a counter move to losing Jacob deGrom. And I think guys like Carlos Rodon and Justin Verlander, I think they get at least one of these guys. They've been linked with these two. They were meeting with Carlos Rodon this week. Justin Verlander, they've already talked to. I think they got to go after one of these guys. But if you want to make an impact, if you really want to replace the production of Jacob deGrom, deGrom is projected for a 5.5 Fangraph WAR for next year. If you want to get even better, you need to go out here. You need to just get both of these guys. I think there is a possibility. I could see Steve Cohen going absolutely crazy, landing both of those guys, but I do think they land at least one, maybe both. At number 2, I think 2 of the big 4 free agent shortstops will sign. And those 2 that I think will sign will be Trea Turner and Xander Bogaerts. We've been hearing the most noise about these 2 recently. Haven't really been hearing a whole lot about Carlos Correa. Haven't been hearing a whole lot about Dansby Swanson. But both Trea Turner and Bogaerts have been in the news a lot lately. Now, if we go take a look here at this story with the Phillies, they are going to be meeting with the top 4 free agent shortstops. But again, like I said, have not been hearing a lot about Correa or Swanson. We have been hearing about Bogaerts. I looked at this article earlier with the Padres and the Diamondbacks showing interest in Bogaerts. We saw that the Red Sox seem to be pretty far apart with Bogaerts as well. And when it comes to Turner, we've seen the Phillies making Turner their top priority. I mean, we just did look at this. They're going to be meeting with all 4, but it seems like they seem to be enamored with Trea Turner. Even the Padres have been getting in on it, and they've already met with Trea Turner twice this past week before the winter meetings have even gotten underway. Again, I think both Turner and Bogaerts will sign during these winter meetings just because they have been getting a lot of noise, while guys like Correa and Swanson, not so much. And at number 1, I think Aaron Judge signs. Now, where do I think he will sign? You're going to have to stay tuned. I'll let you know in just a little bit. But Aaron Judge is the top free agent on the market. Had a historic season last year with the Yankees, breaking Roger Maris's home run record in a single season with 62. Aaron Judge is going to be a huge bat for any lineup out there, but it seems the 3 teams are the Yankees, the Giants, and the Dodgers, with the Yankees and the Giants having the most steam out of the 3. Now, Aaron Judge, as of just recently, just today, odds makers are now putting the Giants as the odds-on favorite after Aaron Judge changed his Instagram bio. Yeah, I'm one of those suckers that reads into these things. I'm just saying. He changed his profile. He has Christian and New York. But today it says Christian and a quote instead of New York. If what you did yesterday still seems big today, then you haven't done anything today. I don't know. Is he ready to move on from New York, maybe go to San Fran or LA. We're going to have to wait and see. But what we do know, a fact, is that the Yankees have offered him somewhere in the ballpark of 8 years and $300 million. But we saw a report over a month ago that the Giants were willing to not stop when it came to Aaron Judge. I think in the end, Aaron Judge, he will get a contract offer from the San Francisco Giants, and I don't think the Yankees will be willing to get close to it. I do think in the end, he will go to the San Francisco Giants. They need him. They need him in a big way, man. They need a bat in the middle of this order. I definitely think there's still a chance he can go back to the Yankees, but I don't know, man. From what I've read over just all of these reports, I think the Giants, if they are willing to go as far as possible for Aaron Judge, then I think they have the best shot at landing him. And I don't know, I'm just saying, when I see a little Instagram bio like this change and he takes out New York, I'm just saying, I don't know. But I think in the end, he will sign. My money is on the San Francisco Giants. But let me know what you think down below in the comments of all of my predictions. What are your predictions for the winter meetings? But that's all I have for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.